Man, this coffee's so good.
It is good coffee.
Oh my goodness, it's good coffee.
You know what would be good with this coffee? Cake!
My name is Aarika. I have a cooking show, making tasty food that's healthy and keto. Diets and exercise can suck just a tad, but my crazy keto kitchen makes it not so bad. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to another fun-filled episode of My Crazy Keto Kitchen. My name is Aarika.
And I'm Candace.
This is my sister. So we are on the keto diet, as you've known in these past couple of weeks. And we're going to go ahead and do a great episode of chocolate cake with chocolate icing. It's going to be delicious. So let's go ahead and get started.
Right.
Today's recipe comes from
SatisfyingEats.com.
This is for the cake recipe. I have my own icing recipe that is a My Crazy Keto Kitchen original. So SatisfyingEats.com, thank you so much. Your cake is delicious. Moving on.
Alright, so with our first ingredient, we've got 1 cup of coconut flour. With that, we will also have 3/4 cup of raw cocoa powder or unsweetened cocoa powder. Next is 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 2 teaspoons of baking soda, as well as 1/8 teaspoon of salt. We just combined all 3.
And 1 teaspoon of stevia extract.
Then we've got 2 tablespoons of xylitol. Next we have 8 large pasteurized eggs, or really any eggs that you can get from the grocery store. 1/2 cup of melted virgin coconut oil or unsalted butter. We actually like to do a 1/4 cup of butter and a 1/4 cup of oil, just because now we have 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and then 1 cup of canned coconut milk, or really any coconut milk that you can get there. We also have 1 cup of strong brewed coffee, cold preferably. 1/2 cup of extra liquid. This could be coconut milk, sour cream, or heavy cream. We used heavy cream.
Set this aside.
So the great thing about this recipe, unlike other cooking where you have to do a creaming method, then add your dry ingredients in, keto cooking is so easy. Literally, you dump the ingredients and you mix it.
Say nobody got time for that.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and add our stuff, all of our dry liquids. So we got our coconut flour, dump, check. We got our baking soda, baking powder, salt, check. We got our, is this a 1/2 cup? 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, check. Okay, and 2 tablespoons of xylitol. Xylitol, you don't want to use nothing but xylitol because it will give you the squirts. It is a diuretic. It's great for your teeth, it's great for your digestive tract, and it will clean you out.
God forbid you eat a lot of it at once.
So, needless to say, this is all of our dry mixture. We're going to do just that. Mix that up. Next, we're going to go ahead and pour our liquids in.
Coconut milk.
Check.
1, or you can save the cream for later.
Oops. Well, don't do that. It's to be saved for later.
What not to do in Aarika's crazy cute kitchen? 1/2 cup of coffee.
Coffee. Strong brewed. Then we have
It's
our...
supposed to be melted. I think it's supposed to be melted.
We're going to do melted. And we're going to go ahead and add in our oils, which is the butter and the coconut oil.
They're both delicious.
Now, if you want to do more of like a coconut-based cake, I mean, you could do everything like coconut milk, coconut flour.
And that's if you're wanting like a dairy-free type of thing. If you're lactose intolerant, you can't handle regular cow milk. Definitely be something good to put in there instead.
All right. So now we're going to add in our eggs.
That's one way to do it.
And we've already put the other eggs in to save you guys time. Okay, and our last but not least, oh wait, we have a couple more ingredients. We need 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I love vanilla. Mm-hmm. And also, if you're feeling what sort of risque, dangerous, you can go ahead and put in a little bit extra extract like caramel or even coffee, and it can be like a real chocolate coffee, like a mocha cake. That would be delicious.
Did you have problems opening?
I got it. Okay. Now you can use powdered stevia extract too, but I see that the liquid always seems to do better. I just prefer it. So this is going to be 1 teaspoon of stevia extract. Okay. Let's go ahead and stir it up. I'm going to go ahead and scrape the bowl, and we're just going to let this sit for 2 minutes or so. And we're going to go, in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and, while it's sitting, we're letting it rest, we're going to go ahead and set our oven to
350 degrees.
350 degrees. And we're also going to go ahead and get our cake pans ready. Preferably you want to use parchment paper, but Candace decided not to tell me we needed more parchment paper.
It's on the fridge.
So now, if our cakes stick to our pans, we'll know why. Okay, we got 2 8-inch cake pans. We got 2 cake pans. And we're going to go ahead and spray them with our coconut oil. If you have other Pam, I'm sure it's fine. Some purists would tell you to only use organic stuff, but use what you got. That's the way I say it.
Now, what we usually do, like Aarika was saying, was we would cut out pieces of parchment paper that we put in the bottom of our pans. Just cut them out to shape. That way, whenever your cake is done, you just flip it right on out, and you don't have to worry about anything.
Maybe we should spray more.
It should be fine.
I'm really scared about it sticking.
I don't think it's gonna stick. Although I am gonna be like laughing my buns off whenever it's like it deep fries the cake because of all the oil that you're putting on the pan.
Deep fried cake.
Yum.
That could be a thought. Okay, so we've let it sit for a couple minutes now. We're gonna go ahead and put our extra remaining liquid in there, which will be the heavy cream. Just mix and mix and mix, and then we should be good. Candace, would you like to try out the batter to make sure it tastes good?
Sure. Can you just stick my hand in there now?
Okay, sorry. Okay, go ahead, Candace, try it. See what it tastes like.
Tastes like cake.
Taste like cake. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Tastes like all my hopes and dreams. Half baked.
okay.
It's awful.
We're gonna go ahead and take this mixture, so this is what it looks like, and we're gonna put it in our pan.
All right, looks pretty gross. Cool.
Looks like what happens when you eat too much xylitol.
Okay, so in the cake pan it goes. Smooth out our cakes so they're somewhat even. And again, if you have parchment paper, use it. It's all Candace's fault. Put it up on the fridge. Okay. Into the oven they'll go. For how many minutes, Candace? For 25 to 28 minutes. See you then.
All right, cake's done. So after your cake has cooled a little while, you'll notice you'll be able to kind of bounce it up off the pan a little bit. I'm gonna just take it, flip it on out, and set it on a rack to continue cooling there, just for a little bit longer.
What do you know, Candace? They did come out after all.
Man, those cakes look good.
So, what to go with our cake, Candace? Cake, coffee, what are we missing?
Icing.
Icing for our chocolate cake. So let's go ahead and make it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is in our icing. Now for the icing recipe, we're going to need 1 cup of milk. I use whole milk, or you can use half and half or heavy cream. Then we're going to use 1 cup of Swerve or powdered erythritol. Then we're going to use a teaspoon of vanilla, a whole bag of these sugar-free Hershey's Kisses you can get. They are my favorite go-to. 1 block of cream cheese, and of course 1 teaspoon of glucose powder. If you don't have glucose, your icing still should turn out fine, but we like it because it gives it a better consistency. We're also going to need 4 sticks of butter, or 1 pound of butter. And take our 1 cup of milk, and on about a medium to medium high heat, we're going to go ahead and put our milk
All over the counter.
We're going to do our milk and 1 teaspoon of glucose powder. And we're going to go ahead and just stir that up. This is going to make like a paste. Once it starts cooking, it's going to become thick. And we can also go ahead and throw our chocolate chips in there, because we want to melt those bad babies down. So while that's cooking on the stove, we want to go ahead and mix up our softened butter. Now I've left this out for about a good hour before I'm going to make it. That way our butter is nice and soft and blends really, really well. I do not recommend heating it because it just changes the consistency of your icing. So just softened butter. Leave it out an hour beforehand. So while you're making your cake, pull that butter out. Leave it on the counter. Don't leave it on the stove. I made that mistake once. It got everywhere. You would think one would know.
Well, I don't think everybody's oven heats up quite like ours does.
My oven is from the 1970s, and you think, oh, but it's retro. No, it's a piece of crap and it doesn't work well and it burns stuff.
And it kind of acts as like a wood burning furnace, because even though you're supposed to be cooking stuff on the inside, it also puts out enough heat to warm a house throughout the winter.
Hey, it's what you get for apartment living.
That's right.
Don't worry, My Crazy Keto Kitchen. One of these days we'll have a house. One day. Okay, so we're going to take the butter, and I'm also going to take the softened cream cheese. So I take that cream cheese and the butter at the exact same time out. Let it soften up. Again, do not heat it up. It will change the consistency of your icing. I know this. Trust me. Learn from my mistake. Okay, so cream cheese, butter, and we're going to go ahead and mix that up. Also, don't forget about what's on the stove. You do not want to burn your chocolate. It'll be terrible. So like I said, we're mixing up the milk, the chocolate chips, and the glucose. We're trying to make a paste. Almost like a pudding consistency. And so this is about the consistency that you want. It's all the chocolate chips have melted. And you want it to cool. You don't want it to be too hot, so you don't want to like cook it too long. We just want it to be like a nice icing thick consistency. And I'm going to set it off to the side. Let's go ahead and add in all of our vanilla. We only had a little bit left of there, so don't just try to
Throw all of your vanilla.
eyeball it. And we'll mix. Oh! Try to do it a little bit easier. Ooh! Oh, it's okay. So we're gonna mix that up, our sugars, and since I dumped half of it out, we're gonna go ahead and put in, just sprinkle in a little bit more. Yes, you can talk about it. Did I mention that this erythritol likes to explode everywhere?
It acts just like regular powdered sugar.
And also, you want to taste test this because like the biggest mistake you can make is adding in too much sweetener and then it tastes nasty. But hopefully, that should be a good amount of sugar. So this is about the consistency that we want. All mixed together, and we'll scrape the bowl and make sure everything is incorporated. So we're gonna go ahead and put in our chocolate sauce. Yum. I'm telling you, this makes the best chocolate icing. The cream cheese is not too cream cheesy, so it's not like cream cheese icing, but it gives it that right consistency to make it creamy. And it's just delicious. Do you need this spatula?
Yes,
I will switch. Whoop. Whoops. And mix all of that in. Scrape the bowl. And one more time. Now after we do this, we're going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes to let it kind of firm up. We've let our icing kind of set and get more cold in the refrigerator. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take the cakes and put it on a plate. And I also want to scoop off some icing and put it on there. So I'm going to go ahead, scoop off a generous amount of icing because I love icing. And I think you'll love this icing too because it's just amazing.
You want some cake with that icing?
You'll see in all of our recipes, we just love icing. That's what we do. I think it even needs more. Okay. We'll go ahead and put the other one on top. And now we'll just dressing the cake with the icing. So we're gonna go ahead and put the cake in the fridge for like an hour, okay? That way it's gonna give the time for the icing to harden. We might add some extra icing on.
Alright, so our cake is finally finished. It's ready to eat. And a word to the wise, this cake does have butter and cream cheese in it, so you may want to keep this thing refrigerated, otherwise it will go bad and kind of melt. But let's go ahead and give it a shot.
Let's go ahead and try it.
See how it is here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's really good.
And actually, Aarika made a variety of this cake for my birthday, except she did the white icing instead of chocolate. But it is perfect for birthdays, anniversaries, anytime you have some sort of special occasion going on and you don't want to break your diet. Works perfectly because it tastes just like regular cake. It tastes just like
it. And I tell you, people won't even know the difference.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe below. My Crazy Keto Kitchen. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, are you not cake? Hey, don't you know cake?
Cake. Let's try that again. Because we gotta say it at the same time.
That's what I was just thinking, but then I was like, well, she gonna say it herself or we're gonna say it together. Okay,
Here we go.
let's try it again.
This great for people on their periods.
Extra liquid, which ready to burp.
Hey, maybe I shouldn't grab such a big bite. Or maybe I should. Candace?
Because Aarika doesn't read the grocery list.
Where's the cake pan?
What?
Where are the cake pans?
They're down there.
Wait, I see them. Yeah, and I'm not saying that I'm on my period, but I'm saying that it would be it'd be good for people.
Let our viewers know how you really feel, Aarika. Let them know what's going on in your life.
I won't say anything
Ready?
else. And my philosophy, clean as you go.
Give the camera rolling. All other time, just throw it in the sink and do it later. Nom nom nom.
As my grandma would say, it hits the spot.
So dirty.
My grandma's awesome. Thanks for tuning in today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Or
Can't go between your teeth. They're eating keto and they don't even know it.
so
Sneaky.
what was I gonna say? More cake!
That's what you're gonna say.
That's all I can think about. It's like 70% icing, 20% cake.
I don't know if you can
Wait,
see this.
30% cake? I don't do math well. So, thank you for watching thank you for watching My Crazy Keto Kitchen. Thanks for stopping by, you guys. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe below My Crazy Keto Kitchen. Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy.
Wait, I think we should change the ending because I just said thanks for stopping by like 4 times.
Thanks for stopping by when you stopped by. Because we had to have you stop by.
I mean, how could you stop by if you haven't stopped by? Okay! Subscribe below. We should do it together. Okay, so let's try it again.
Thank you for watching Keto Kitchen today.
Cake!
Right.